Yo, what going? It is your boy, your homie, Believe in Stephen, back with another video. And in today's video,
Hey guys, Sean Cross. What's good? Write down in the comments below. What's good. Today we have a featured guest, a very good friend of ours, Alvin. Say hi, Alvin.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Alvin, not saying the last name because I'm not that important yet, so leave it as Alvin.
Yeah. So today's topic, we're talking about cryptocurrency. It's always moving forward. We're seeing cryptocurrency here, this and that, but the major part about it is these influencers. These influencers are saying a whole bunch of stuff about that. So we're asking Alvin because he's been in this, but he's not a. Well, he tries to tell us he's not an expert, but he's like a normal consumer, just like everybody else who got interested in cryptocurrency. So as usual, Alvin, what's your story? How you got interested in it?
So where do I start? I kind of went through like an edgelord phase where I was like, oh, privacy is very important. I don't know. You know how when you're going through high school, your teenage years, you stick to one thing that you might like that might make you look special, but it just makes you end up like looking very cringe, kind of. My whole stick was fucking privacy. So I got really into cryptocurrencies because of privacy, because I was like, that sounds like a genius idea. Like, you don't, it's money that you and I agree to, but the government has no say into it, and you can't track it really. And I heard everything about Bitcoin and stuff like that. I was trying to, I was listening to a shit ton of like podcasts, stuff like that, and I was like, I was following a bunch of Reddit posts and stuff like that during high school. Like, you could get rich off it, but also like, I really cared about the privacy part where it was money that the government couldn't track, or just like government didn't have any say in it, and like that was a very big thing for me. So, and I thought the whole thing was cool. I was kind of going through the whole technology phase, kind of like, let me get more into computers and stuff like that and technology, and that was one of the things. So, like I said beforehand, before I say anything else, I'm not a financial advisor. Disclaimer here: anything I talk about is not if investment advice. Do not take. I'm a dumbass. At the end of the day, I'm not no expert. So do not follow any financial advice I give or anything like that because you're probably gonna fail. But my biggest thing was like, you know, I really wanted to get into cryptocurrencies because I thought it was cool, not really for the money thing. So my first when that's when Robinhood came out too, where they came out with the ability for any Joe Schmo to fucking invest in stocks. Like you could buy a slice of a stock, and that was the birth of like the average person trading. I didn't know it from when I was in high school. I didn't know how big Robinhood would have got. Right now, Robinhood's like what everybody talks about. Like everybody and their grandma knows about Robinhood. So during that time, Robinhood was offering Bitcoin. That was when Bitcoin already exploded. And then I was doing my research on a different cryptocurrency called Ethereum. Ethereum was basically a decentralized platform like Bitcoin, but you could build like these robust ecosystems of peer-to-peer networks, which is basically just people can make their own ledgers or their own agreements on this found in core. It's like the Constitution. You have the basic Constitution, but then you have states, federal law, state law, stuff like that. So this guy named Vitalik, I think I pronounced his name wrong. I'd be butchering it. Who made Ethereum? He himself was a Russian computer programmer, and he was really good at what he did. So he made like this foundation of Ethereum, and it was starting to gain traction. So during the time during high school, I was like, I don't have that much money, but let me put some money in Ethereum, see how that blows up. What a year from then, dude, Ethereum. I saw my $20. I put $20 in. At the time, Ethereum was $60 when I put $20 in it. So I got like a percentage of Ethereum, and it plummeted. It just dropped down. I saw my $20 go to 0.01 cents, and I was
Oh,
like, no. I was like, fuck this, dude. I might as well just do. And then like I was reading like a random walk down Wall Street. Like you were like, why would you ever invest in cryptocurrencies? The Wild West. The only people who were investing at the time, you have to remember, were people got into Bitcoin and then people were trying to follow the tail end of Bitcoin, and the true believers. The true believers were those techno anarchists who were like,
Please no.
like you guys, like we need this stuff to live a private life in this more modern society. So that's why the true believers were those guys. Those were the OGs. They're the ones making the money. But they were like, so if you weren't a true believer, you weren't like actually in it for the kid to win it.
Mhm.
I didn't put any more money in it. Like I was like, that dude, this is a scam.
Yeah.
Then last year hit, and then we were talking about it. Ethereum went up like more than 300%, and I'm like, I'm such a
No.
I should have put more money in it. That was the time to put more money. Buy low, and that's when you learn the true phrase of buy low, sell high. If you buy low, it's easier to hold on, unless the depth's really, really low. That's when you get into the sunken fallacy logic where, oh, I need to hold on because I sunk so much into it, where you just need to let go. But go ahead. Go.
Yeah, I heard about Ethereum that it went up to I think it's around $2,000 for just one coin. But how do you feel about these influencers? You know, supposedly a video came out about Logan Paul. He was talking about that he has this huge he's pushing forward against I think a coin called Doinky Doink.
Even before then too, Jake Paul had came out with his own type of stuff as well.
But you guys have to remember too though, like Dogecoin, you know how it exploded, right? What really made the market weren't these influencers, but these younger kids than us. Like when I just finished high school, was like 2015. I graduated 2015. I'm 24 now. These kids who were who were in high school during 2020, 2021, they were buying these altcoins. They call them altcoins. They're not the main coins. Altcoins are just coins any developer could make. So a lot of coins, like I said, you know how Ethereum has its own ecosystem, right? Altcoins are made off this ecosystem of Ethereum. So that's why when you read a lot of these descriptions or infos about these altcoins, they're like, oh, we built this off Ethereum's blockchain. So they use Ethereum's protocols to build these altcoins, and they gave it a different name. But Dogecoin, I remember this is when people were making fun of Dogecoin. Kids were buying Dogecoin to pay each other for memes. It's like, oh, dude, when kids would make memes, it's like, oh, dude, your meme is sick, dude. I'll pay you 20 Dogecoins. Here you go, bro. So, kids were trading Dogecoin and altcoins way before these influencers caught on. And that's what they're making it big.
So basically, they created their own economy.
Yeah, kids made their own economy, dude. These younger kids were making their own economies way before these influencers. Listen, these guys are basically parasites. It's like when RiceGum was pushing those loot boxes on these kids, you know? EA started loot boxes, and then RiceGum's like, hey, if you partner with me, I'll push loot boxes on you, bro. And he's like, I'm selling these loot boxes for you. And so Logan Paul and these influencers, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about it. They just catch these keywords. It's like those TikTokers, those investor TikTokers are like, hey, bro, these are my 3 big investment stocks: Tesla, Bitcoin. And, they're just hanging on, trying to make some money. They're gonna buy it. So what they're doing is they're buying it because Dogecoin was worth 0.00001 whatever. So these guys obviously they put $100,000 in, and if it goes up to 0.0001, they basically doubled their money. They're making $1 million from that investment.
Yeah,
if these kids invest in it.
A lot of these influencers that do push this stuff out, they're getting paid to do that stuff. So they really don't even care about who gets into it or who doesn't get into it, because at the end of the day, for them, money talks. And if they can get paid $100,000-$200,000 just for even mentioning for 30 seconds or something like that, that's good enough for them.
Yeah,
exactly.
So you just have to watch out for people like that.
It's so fucking hard for these kids too. We're gonna go into this whole culture debate, current cultural shit right now. It goes into fucking clout culture. They're promising fast money. When you promise fast money, there's gonna be plenty of people who buy into that shit. And it's kind of sad because even these kids will buy into it because, first of all, they want to be famous. You want to show off you made $1 million off of altcoin. You have influencers like, oh, and also, dude, some kids will just buy just to laugh about it. And those kids don't give a shit if they lose money because they laugh about it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But some kids would just actually take it seriously. They'll be like, oh, I'm gonna put like a 10,000. Like I worked hard to save 5,000, put all my $5,000 into it, and I hope it works out because I want to make that $1,000,000. And that's when you need to tell these kids like, yo, wait a minute, think about this for a second. It's like penny stocks, basically. You're hoping these coins will go up. So it's invested in penny stocks, basically. You're hoping that they pick up and you make twice your money. When you need to tell these kids, like, yo, calm down. Clout culture isn't that important. You don't need to show how much wealth you have. Because, listen, for those kids out there who think they need to show off their wealth, if people know you have money, they're going to come asking for money. First of all, that's going to annoy the shit out of you. When people ask you for money, that's going to annoy the shit out of you. Like, if you rather help your loved ones at the end of the day. I rather give my money to my mom, my dad. If they need help, I got you. So don't worry about that.
A lot of people selfish, so.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But also they want to look cool like these influencers too. Yeah. And these influencers just know it's just so many things. And kids are so moldable. I mean, people are gonna get pissed. I'm saying I don't know what the correct term is. Young adults. I don't know what the fuck to say.
Kids.
But yeah, kids.
They're kids.
No! If you're not over 21, you're a kid. Like even 20. I seen 22 years acting childish as shit.
Anybody that's younger than me is a kid.
Yeah. Basically, you guys don't know shit until you hit my age. All right.
Real.
but like it's just like how it is. Like cryptocurrency, like anybody who knows what they're talking about, financial analysis, like those who actually know what the fuck they're talking about, would tell you it's a fucking Wild West and some of it's a scam, which is true. It's a Wild West out here. Like nobody knows what's going on. You could make you could make 5 different cryptocurrencies in the next 2 weeks and start selling them on a platform. Like
I think the 2 things you can walk away with this is don't trust people, especially influencers, because at the end of the day they don't care.
Especially influencers, and they don't know bro.
You. It's the cloud culture.
You're just a fucking number.
Yeah. You can't believe the cloud culture all the time.
They're out here treating you like the government.
Just to do your research, and Alvin could tell you that too, because he does a lot of research when he's trying to invest into these things right here, into these things.
Listen, general rule of advice is what anybody would tell you: make a savings account first. Save money for a rainy day, because when the rainy does fucking happen, you'll be glad you have that money saved away to pay for a repair. You know how many people we see with, like, my family owns a mechanic shop. The amount of people that come in, and they just like they're struggling just to pay for one repair is insane because they don't have the savings. Like life hits so many ways. You just want a savings account, something to rely on. You know, and then focus on investing. Invest money you can lose. Don't invest money you can't lose. Like you can't afford to lose. Like just focus on paying your. Listen, Steven and I talked about this before. Money is not the end all be all. It's like a treadmill out here in America, especially. They have you out here chasing paper, and they have you on a treadmill. It's insane. Don't fall into the trap.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's always a never-ending movement, and at the end, you move that treadmill for them, not for you.
Basically, and even then, you can't take the money to your grave. I mean, yeah, you can spend it on good times, but how much things can you really buy with money? You buy a lot of things. Like, first of all, it's dumb. You buy a lot of things with money, but at the end of the day, you're gonna want to keep buying more. Like
enough is never enough.
Enough is never enough, right? You're gonna feel empty at the end of the day. It's gonna with you. That's why people who are out there in the doing hobbies, they're out surfing, they're out hiking, they're out camping, they're out making art. They're fulfilled. They're like, oh, you know what? I'm happy doing what I want to do. You know?
Yeah.
No. Listen, cryptocurrencies are great for privacy. I support it because I truly believe people should have the ability to spend their money without the government having a say in it. That's my belief. That's why I think it's important. I support it that way. But if you're trying to, of course, people need to make money to make things move, for things to actually happen. People need to make money. That's a good thing too. But you shouldn't rely on cryptocurrencies to make money. That's why corporations have their stocks, so you can invest in corporations and grow with them.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it's cryptocurrencies has become one of those things where because of things like this, it's becoming like something people avoid, and people who actually care about cryptocurrency. This is a problem for us, like where we're just like, what are you guys doing? Like, we want this to be like a thing for people to have. Like, we want you to spend your money to like without like Uncle Sam like saying, "Hey, give me a cut of that money," or you can't spend your money that way. We don't want these banks handling the money because we can't. These banks will use it for their own gain and not give you anything.
And they
Yeah.
only insure what, $230,000 if I'm not mistaken.
Right, exactly, dude. Where you're just like we're watching out for each other, but then there's a whole discussion of like where they don't discuss because people are trying to use it for like nobody's trying to use it to buy stuff anymore. But there's this whole like there's a lot of fees that go with spending your money. So if you want to try to buy something with Bitcoin or some other currency, cryptocurrency, there's a same amount of wait times, spending the money, there's fees to spending your money. So sometimes it's not even worth it. So there's like the whole issue for that to fix. But that's a whole different topic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's enough. That's time.
Yeah, I think that's
So,
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Alvin. Thank you for putting out your opinion, your perspective on that.
I'm glad to be here. At the end of the day, though, look, don't listen to me. I'm a dumbass. I mean, there's plenty of dudes smarter than me. Like the guy who developed Ethereum, Vitalik. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Listen to him. He's a smart dude.
But yeah, he always recommends this type of stuff, podcasts, books, videos. He always recommends this type of stuff. We'll put the videos and some books that he's read on the bottom of the description below. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell.
Yep. And if you want to see more of Alvin, comment below and say we want Alvin.
Yeah.
I'll be very pleased, but I don't. If I have that much of a character, I'll be very pleased. Thank you guys.
But yeah, well, until next time, see you later.
Yep.
Peace.
No,
See you guys.
out.
Thanks again.